My name is Spencer, and I am a survivor of Camden Gerard Davis, the leader of a destructive cult that has victimized hundreds of minors. This video is our screen for action.
Because I'm contractually obligated to see this case through and make sure Spencer is taken care of. Spencer is moving over to me in a couple of days, actually, and we're gonna find her own place, and I will be paying for all of it.
Max Stryker's evidence provides without a shadow of a doubt that this might just be a video of a black man roaring like a wolf with fake vampire teeth in his mouth.
Now, several people from his top-secret evidence server have begun to leak info to the public. Many of the accusers have cut ties with Max and are putting together a legal case independently. I was able to obtain all of the evidence that leaked from the server. The story, as Spencer tells it, starts in Wiley, Texas. In the summer of 2015, Spencer met a girl named Kari Sutton while attending summer school. The two bonded over My Chemical Romance. It was a decent friendship, recalling they tattooed each other and hung out for about a year. Early on in their friendship, Kari introduced her to a guy she met online named Quinn. Quinn was the alias of 18-year-old Camden Gerard Davis. By spring of 2016, they were both 16, and at this point, Kari was quote-unquote engaged to Camden. Spencer befriended Camden, believing his many purported claims of supernatural power. At some point, Spencer alleged that Kari sexually assaulted her while spending the night.
I spent one night with her, and she sexually assaulted me. It took me a really long time to realize that that was actually sexual assault. I mean, I did say that we could mess around a little bit, maybe it just went too far by accident, but fact of the matter is, I was trying to push her away and she wouldn't stop.
In the meantime, Spencer grew close to Camden, venting to him about her troubled home life. It was after a particularly nasty fight with her family that he convinced her to run away from home. They confiscated her belongings, except for an iPod she'd kept hidden away. He claimed they were going to have her arrested and that she was only safe with him. It was on a Friday morning that she ran away, heading to East Wiley to catch an Uber to Dallas, Texas. By that night, she was out of the state, convincing the mega bus to let her in. That took her to Little Rock, Arkansas, where she claims to have been sexually assaulted.
I convinced one of the guys at the megabus to let me on, and I was out of state that night. I made it to Little Rock, Arkansas, was sexually assaulted out there. From Dallas, I stopped in Little Rock, Arkansas. There was no ticket bought for me for that. I just convinced my way onto it, but this guy told me that he would get me my ticket to Georgia, and he took me to his cousin's place where he sexually assaulted me, and then they dumped me at the bus station.
Then she got on another bus to Tennessee, staying in Memphis for a week with an unknown individual.
Got on another bus, made it to Tennessee, was stuck out there for a week, but there was somebody who was actually properly taking care of me, treating me like I was his own daughter.
Eventually, Camden convinced one of the girls in his group to buy Spencer a bus ticket from Tennessee to Georgia. He picked her up from an Uber and took her back to his mother's house in Lilburn, Georgia. Spencer then lives with him for the next 3.5 months. He's alleged to have initiated sex as soon as she entered his bedroom.
After I got to Atlanta, somebody let me borrow their phone so I could call Camden. He came and picked me up, and his mom was at work, so he went into the house. He opened his window and pushed the screen out because his brother was still home, and I climbed in through the window, and immediately he initiated sex.
Spencer states that she went along with it because she felt like she had to, but admits she developed feelings for him as he helped her out of a shitty situation. It's also said Camden asked for a relationship before she ran away. Spencer then began dating both Camden and Kari in some kind of polyamorous relationship. It only became monogamous after Camden got tired of talking to Kari.
Around the time that he was convincing me to run away and everything, he was like, so both of you need to be in a relationship with me, then God tells me that you both need to be in a relationship with me. So when I went out there, that's what he tried to make it into. And eventually, I guess he just got tired of wanting to talk to Kari because she was in school. And he told me that she cheated on us and broke up with us and everything.
And between the ages of 11 to 18, please PM me. The post received a new comment asking if she was still active, to which Amanda said no and warned it was a cult. This led to a massive argument in which members of the group threatened to kill them. Haha, you think this is a rage? If I were in a fit of rage, I would have found where you live, gotten on the first flight there, and slit your goddamn throat. Camden provides what is perhaps his only known public response. This This is so insane. Dear everyone reading this foolishness, this is exactly what happened. These two young women were removed from a group chat of people who were getting along and being civil. They always caused problems and issues by making assumptions with no foundation or proof. Once they were removed, peace was restored and everyone has been happy since. I once dated Spencer, and once I moved on, she became petty and angry at the fact that I no longer loved her the way I once did. I'd never hurt either of them. Then, once it's supposed to be squashed and we go our separate ways, they decided to keep it going by messaging people's parents and irritating people to the point where I have to talk to these people and convince them not to press charges for harassment. It's truly unfortunate how they feel, but this is out of hand. It seems even back then, they were placing blame on people's parents. Kari was much less civil, disputing the claims against her before issuing threats. Let me tell you a little something about Spencer. She is a liar. She is nothing but a liar. Now, I can say this because I know her, I went to school with her, I was the reason she met Cade. She also says that Cade raped me, but funny thing is, I was actually engaged to Cade, so if he did rape me, it would have been consensual. See, the thing about Spencer is that she's a manipulative liar, and this isn't an over-exaggeration. Ask anyone who has ever actually met her. I share an ex with her, and even she agrees that Spencer is fucking batshit crazy. I'm sick and tired of seeing Spencer all over Ayala's friends and family's page, so you can either tell her to stop it immediately, or tell her I'll see her and Leah soon, because I know where Spencer lives, I know where her parents live, and I know where her grandparents live. I will also be calling the cops and filing a police report for harassment if this doesn't stop. I don't give a fuck how many allocations she has. If she doesn't have the DNA to prove it, then it won't come through. I'm not someone to fuck with because I'm not actually scared to do something. This better stop, and it better stop soon. There's also a screenshot of Spencer's reply to a person named Mary. Mary, I'd like to know what I took from you. If I did, it'll never be as much as what Cade took from me. Cade talked me into running away, and even after the fact, after I turned myself in and was with my foster parents, he convinced me to stay for him. All the time I could have spent back in Texas with my great-grandfather, I can never get that time back. Hell, he almost died because of me. He had a heart attack after I left, and then a stroke after I refused to see him in court because Cade told me not to. But you also want to know what else your humble leader did to me? He convinced me to go to his house and have sex with him at the end of last August and September, and I still talk to the guy that drove me there. I also almost got arrested for walking to his place at 2 a.m. one day because every full moon we have to have sex.
Man, that's some bullshit. I'm trying to hear that shit, man. Let's get the real story, man. What's the word? Speedy in the building. Back with another episode of Internet Wars. And today we'll be talking about this new video that just dropped on Turkey Times channel. You know what I'm saying? A lot of details, a lot of incidentals, and a lot of, you know what I'm saying, the intangibles that go into the case and what may be. You know I'm saying, and how this stuff is being presented and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? It's so crazy how when MamaMax was doing all this research, nobody wanted to support him. But now everybody X'd MamaMax out the way. They want to, you know what I mean, go and expose Camden, Gerard Davis, who nobody knows exists, by the way. This is just some made-up character that everybody's telling the story about. Nobody seen this person. Got like one picture and 2 videos of this man, and that's really it, you know what I'm saying? But here's where the bullshit is, man. Just listening to the first 5 minutes, it's like, Mr. Tommy, how can you even, like, believe this shit? Like, you know what I'm saying? The whole cult of Camden Gerard Davis is an 18-year-old black man that convinced a bunch of white girls to travel far destinations and assault each other, you know what I'm saying, abuse each other, you know what I'm saying. So one charismatic 18-year-old black man, you know what I'm saying, the most, you know what I'm saying, convincing, conniving, coercive, you know what I mean, him and his irresistible vampire teeth, right? You know what I'm saying, the ladies love him. Shit is crazy. So I'm saying, Turkey Time drops a video, and goddamn, I'm listening to this shit, you know what I'm saying, for the entertainment, for because ever since I like heard of MamaMax channel, it was always one of them joints like, yeah, I can't really, you know what I mean, like, this shit probably happened, but I'm saying it's probably dramatized. I'm saying a lot of things are dramatized and shit like that. I'm saying fabricated, you know, make things sound worse than what it is or sound better than what it is, however you want to put it. I'm saying, but first off, before we even talk about the video and all the shenanigans and the weird ass claims, let's get to Spencer's story. Because every time I hear Spencer's story, it's like, bro, you mean to tell me you're admitting to doing all of this stuff, and then you're deflecting responsibility when something supposedly happened to you? So you're going to admit that you went and abducted a minor via Uber. But when it comes to somebody doing something to you, you want to say, no, man, I try to push them away, da-da-da-da. It don't sound like, like those sadistic type of, BDSM fantasy, like, that's y'all. That's what y'all look like. That's y'all image. That's what y'all portray. Just how y'all talking to, the situations that y'all are constantly in. It sounds like that. And the thing is, all of these stories are consistent. So I don't want to sit here and say, man, I don't believe y'all. It's like this shit had to have happened. But come on, there got to be a lot of shit missing. For one, I thought Mudahar was supposed to be picking up this case legally or whatever. Now Turkey Tom infiltrated the Discord servers, got a bunch of leaked information, is now presented to YouTube instead of handling it in a professional manner. An actual legal manner. But it's like, let's get to the video, right? So 18-year-old Camden Gerard Davis is engaged to some 16-year-old, right? And the 16-year-old wanted to introduce Spencer to Camden, aka Quinn at the time. So you have a 16-year-old who is a minor trying to coerce another minor into meeting an adult, Depending on what year this happened, I understand that 16 might be the age of consent, but you're still a minor. I know that y'all want to be in your rebellious stages or whatever, And nowadays, what was it, post-2019 or post-2020? In order to be considered an adult, you have to be 21. 18, you can't buy tobacco, depending on where you at. They've raised these age limits, So, I understand how you might feel psychologically or physically, but in a legal sense, in a black and white sense, you can't really play with that, because then it creates a gray area. And now you have to present cases on YouTube instead of in a courtroom. And I'm not going to sit here and say it's difficult to process this. It's not. But it's difficult to understand why so many people are not seeing what's actually being said. Spencer admitted to abducting people, admitted to running away from her family, admitted to abandoning all of her belongings, admitted to going to Georgia, Tennessee, meeting up with somebody, stayed somewhere for a whole week. This random person. Spencer, you were a minor at the time, right or wrong? And you're in Tennessee for a week with this unknown man that's treating you like his daughter that he never had. Pretty strong bond you gotta build after 7 days, right? Only 7 days. So it's like, these people are consensually ruining their lives. They are doing things on their own accord. It was their choice. When you have to present that on an oath, once them lies start coming out. Now on YouTube, it's going to be hard to understand what's a lie and what's real. I understand you don't want to try to victim blame or this, that, and the third, but it's like, let's be real. Let's actually look at this in an actual sense. A lot of people probably haven't been through these types of situations, nor have they heard of these types of situations. They probably don't know anybody that's been through these situations. They probably don't live in an area where this type of stuff is common. Yes, this stuff is common. Very common. Why do you think there's a whole cult of sexual predators? Including MamaMax, including Nexpo, who, worked on these videos, who try to push blame to somebody else, including everybody who did the Pick a Side YouTube, including all of these victims that somehow, for some odd reason, are all admitting to, they're not fighting. They weren't fighting. They weren't like, oh no, I don't want to meet Camden. Oh, Camden, I'm only 16, you're 18. I don't think that this is, none of that was ever said. Motherfuckers was defending what they were doing and pushing blame onto people that we don't even know that exist. Who is this random person in Tennessee? Who actually is Camden? Nobody has found this man after all of these months. Like, I'm saying, so it's like everybody in that whole commentary community, I did a video on it. They're all degenerates. Like I'm saying, you can really go find a lot of shit that's like, all right, man, you might not be a predator, but you sure as shit are up that motherfucking alley when you hanging around these type of people. You know what I'm saying? Who admit to doing this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like you were kidnapped. It's not like motherfuckers were stalking you and following you around. I know there's police reports. I know there's all kinds of data messages and shit like that. But there's only a little bit that's being presented to us. And two, if the police were already contacted about this, what did they tell you? If you know how the police conduct their job, do their jobs, investigators and detectives and shit like that, you would know why it's only been reported. You know what I'm saying? There are things called false reports, and there are also, you know what I'm saying, nobody filed a missing persons report on Spencer. Can anybody find an article on which this minor was missing for a week and then found in Texas? I mean Tennessee. Like I'm saying, like when I'm listening to this stuff, I try to find certain details that would make sense in that type of situation. Like I'm saying, I'm not hearing that. It's just, and it's like y'all buying it. I'm saying, it's like, it's easy to say what somebody else did, but it's hard to admit what you did. It's always gonna be hard to admit what you did. Even if you're perfectly fine with it, even if you were okay with what you did at that certain time, it's not gonna be easy to own up to that. And that's the weird shit. Like I'm saying, that could be anything. Even if you just, if you tripped and fell because your laces, was untied or whatever. I'm like, oh man, no man, somebody tripped me. Why are you saying that somebody tripped you when we all clearly seen? Like I'm saying, but now nobody was around to see when you fell. Like I'm saying, we just heard it and then we seen you getting up. I'm saying, we see a bunch of people laughing. Now you can flip it and, present it in certain different kind of ways, I'm saying. So it's like, I don't know, all of this is trying to be pushed on one person. It is hard for me to, bro. Camden Gerard Davis is Charles Manson, word. Like I'm saying, and the thing is, we're only 5 minutes into the video, word. I'm gonna wind up watching the rest of it just for the entertainment, because like I said, I'm entertained by this shit. This shit is funny to me. Like I'm saying, it's hard for me to, take this shit serious. How am I gonna do that? How am I gonna listen to these and then y'all wanna skip over? It's just, oh my God, bro. And then is it a coincidence that a black man being blamed for this shit? I'm saying, like, it's a reason why y'all keeping this shit on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why is all this information being leaked? Why isn't it being shared publicly? Why are only YouTubers trying to push this shit? All right, MamaMax fucked up, pass it to Turkey Tom. People love Turkey Tom. If Turkey Tom fuck up, pass it to Mudahar, even though we was always supposed to pass it to him. It's, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, man. This type of shit that y'all like, this the degenerate, you know what I'm saying, brain dead content that y'all want to, it's white culture to me. All of this shit is white culture to me, man. I'm saying, this all just screams, like, hold on, you mean to tell me this 18-year-old black kid who just graduated high school just took the internet by storm? How? And again, nobody cared about this case until MamaMax got away from it. Oh, so basically, Turkey Tom did MamaMax's job. MamaMax said that he wasn't allowed to do his job because he was, the legal bindings. That's one thing that I can say. At least MamaMax understood that. It doesn't sound like any of these other commentary YouTubers understand how the law actually works. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, when you listen to just Spencer's story alone, that sounds like you were involved. It doesn't sound like you were victimized. It sounds like you were victimizing people. And you just want people to sympathize with you. what I'm saying? Oh yeah, man, we can mess around a little bit, but it went too far accidentally. If it went too far by accident, that means she didn't mean to assault you, and now you're saying that she assaulted you even though it accidentally went too far. Like, if I accidentally bump into somebody and there's contact, that's not assault. It's not. I may have caused I might have inflicted some type of pain on you, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't on purpose. Therefore, you can't penalize me for that. You know what I'm saying? And this is a female that we're talking about. We're talking about female on female crime now. A female assaults another female or takes it too far accidentally. And now she's, I don't know, but y'all was part of the same cult. That's the thing, y'all were friends though. I'm saying, you went over to meet with her, and then you went over to meet with this person, all these states across. This is only something white people would do, bro. And this 18-year-old black man just convinced you to do all this shit. What a cult of divinity. And I'm supposed to believe this. I'm sorry, you gotta present a little bit more, like I'm saying. Interview everybody. That's what I'm saying. Actually get the details out. Speedy out.